Chapter 1431, Who was the most powerful in the family? Dabeo came up with an equation in his head, his grandpa followed by his father and other people. Since he was part of the food chain, he had to be at the top of the food chain. He did not want to be in the middle like his father. He was Dabeo. He had to be at the top position. Dabeo was in the middle, so it would be suitable for him to be in his father's position. Dabeo reached his hand to touch Sanbao's plates. Sanbao, don't worry. I will protect you. Undoubtedly, Sanbao had the lowest position in the food chain. Sanbao knitted her brows. She could not really understand what Dabeo was talking about. Dabeo and Bao have to protect mom and me. Her father told them that the men in the family had to protect the women. Sanbao was a lady, so Dabeo and Bao had to protect her. Sanbao, shall I protect you as well? The three kids had a good relationship with each other, and they were particularly funny and adorable when they were together. Their conversation was really hilarious. But Jiao Dongliang's heart ached when they talked about protecting each other. It would be good if Zijin and Nan Nan could have a good relationship like the triplets when they were young. If so, everything might be different today. Jiao Dongliang could not change the relationship between Jiao Nan and Jiao Zijin. But he could salvage his relationship with the triplets. He was their grandpa, but he seldom spent time with his grandchildren. Jiao Dongliang hoped that he could have a closer relationship with them. He might not have an affinity with his daughters, but he hoped to have a stronger bond with his grandchildren. Sanbao was the only baby girl in the family. Jiao Dongliang would naturally pay more attention to Sanbao than Dabeo and Bao. Sanbao blinked and smiled at Jiao Dongliang. Okay, you shall protect Sanbao and mom. Sanbao would not say no since there would be one more person who would protect her. Instead, she was glad. Yes, I will protect Sanbao and your mom. Jiao Dongliang choked up at the mention of protecting Jiao Nan. Would he be able to protect Nan Nan in this life? Would he be able to make good on his oath? Sanbao, unaware of her grandpa's feelings, giggled with joy and ran all over the house after receiving an affirmative answer. Jiao Dongliang smiled and caught up, making a funny face at her. He seemed like a big eagle whose goal was to catch Sanbao. Jiao Dongliang kept chasing after her, and Sanbao screamed excitedly, her short legs carrying her all around the house. Dabeo and Bao could no longer stay still. They ran together with Sanbao, making Jiao Dongliang chase after them. Jiao Dongliang had little experience with coaxing children, but he was quite good at teasing them. The room was filled with the screams and laughter of the triplets. Ding Jiyi and Jiao Zijin heard that Jiao Nan and Miaojing had returned to Pingcheng. Jiao Zijin could not hide her smile when she learned of this news. Since Jiao Nan and Miaojing were back, she did not believe that Jiao Nan would not do anything for her wedding. Previously, she had been mentally prepared that Jiao Nan would ignore her. Therefore, their arrival in Pingcheng came as a surprise to her. But Ding Jiyi's and Jiao Zijin's happiness were short-lived. They heard that Jiao Dongliang was here and he specially went to the Zai family's residence to play with the three children. The 30th of September had almost come to an end and Jiao Zijin would get married to Zhou Zheng in another day. But they still did not get to see Jiao Nan and Miaojing. The Zai family also did not send people to invite them over to their house to catch up with each other. Ding Jiyi still remembered her past deeds. Although she knew that Jiao Dongliang was at the Zai family's residence, she felt guilty and did not dare to visit him. Jiao Zijin was different. She mustered her courage to go to the Zai family's residence and pressed the doorbell. To her surprise, it was the temporary helper that the Zai family hired who opened the door. Who are you? Is anything the matter? Jiao Zijin stiffened. Hello, I'm Jiao Nan's biological sister. I heard that she is back, so I came to see her. The temporary helper that the Zai family hired did not know of her existence. If it was in the past, Jiao Zijin would have pulled a long face and left. But right now, unless she did not want to lead a good life in the future, she could not afford to be willful. Are you brother Qiao's daughter? That means that you are Qiao Nan's elder sister. The auntie was shocked. She had no idea that the Qiao family had another daughter. Why didn't you come with your dad yesterday? Also, your dad brought the 3 children out to play this morning. Qiao Nan and Madame Zai went with them as well. Since they were close relatives, why was it that this lady knew nothing about the Qiao family? Was she a swindler? Qiao Zijin forced a smile on her face upon seeing the doubts in the auntie's eyes. I see. Well, goodbye. But when they come back, please let them know that I've come to look for them. If possible, please let me know when they are back. I haven't seen the triplets for a long time. I wonder whether they will recognize their auntie. Sure. The auntie nodded. Regardless of whether she was a swindler or not, it was fine as long as she did not barge in since no one was at home. Rest assured. I will relay your words to them. With that, the auntie closed the door so that no one would barge into the Zai family's residence. At the sound of the door closing on her, Qiao Zijin almost lost the smile on her face. She took heavy steps back to her house. Zijin, Zhou Zheng's on the phone. Ding Jiyi passed the phone to Qiao Zijin. She came back at the right time. Qiao Zijin took a deep breath. Her intuition told her that she would not be happy to answer Zhou Zheng's phone call. Tomorrow is the wedding. What is the matter? I heard that your sister and Madame Zai have come to Pingcheng. Zhou Zheng's voice was full of joy. Well, yes. Tomorrow is our wedding day. What's so strange about them coming back? Qiao Zijin's voice was very calm. She was not angry or unhappy. Her voice was as peaceful as the lake that had no ripples. Zhou Zheng paused momentarily. Are you upset? It would definitely look good on her if Qiao Nan and Madame Zai attended their wedding. He heard that Zai Sheng had been promoted to Deputy Brigade Commander and Qiao Nan was the wife of the Deputy Brigade Commander. He had never seen the wife of the Deputy Brigade Commander before, let alone Madame Zai. Among the people that he knew, none of them had ranks higher than a company commander. Unhappy? I'm getting married. Do you think I am happy or not? Happy, of course you are happy. I am particularly happy at the thought that after tomorrow, the 2 of us can live together. And when I wake up every day and open my eyes, you will always be there by my side. Zijin, I can't wait until tomorrow. Zhou Zheng was sharp. He did not divert to other topics lest he end up in an awkward situation. That's good. Is there anything else? Qiao Zijin replied faintly. She did not feel the least pleased at Zhou Zheng's honeyed words. Chapter 1432, did not inherit the good foresight. She was not stupid. She knew that Zhou Zheng's words were as sweet as honey because Qiao Nan and Madame Zai were back. Since he did not say those good words because of her, there was nothing for her to be happy about. Well, Zhou Zheng contemplated for a while. It will be very tiring tomorrow. Have a good rest today. Don't tire yourself out. Zhou Zheng was sounding Qiao Zijin out, checking to see if Qiao Nan met up with Qiao Zijin now that she was back. Qiao Nan seldom brought the 3 children to Pingcheng. She could not possibly coop herself at home. Even if she could stay at home, her children would feel bored. If they played with the children, the adults would not be able to match up to their stamina. Qiao Zijin crossed her arms. Why don't you be more direct? Qiao Nan is back to attend our wedding. She had been through her wedding and definitely knows that it will be very hectic tomorrow. Today is the national day. Everywhere in Pingcheng is bustling with activities. She and my dad went out with the 3 kids. Are you satisfied with this answer? Don't be angry. I am just concerned for you. Zhou Zheng smiled, guilty. Have a good rest tonight so that you can be a beautiful bride tomorrow. I won't disturb you. After hanging up the phone, Zhou Zheng told his mother the important information that he got through the conversation. Mom, it seems that the relationship between Xiao Nan and Xiao Zijin is not as bad as the rumors. Mother Zhou rolled her eyes. Don't take things for granted. I don't know much about them, but I feel that Xiao Nan is back not because of her good relationship with her sister. Instead, it is because she is educated and polite and knows her manners. Father Zhou agreed. You must bear in mind what your mother said. Don't think that just because they give you face and come back to attend your wedding, you and Zai Sheng will have a close relationship like normal brothers-in-law. Your wife didn't figure this out in the past, so she ended up having a bad relationship with them. When she bullied Xiao Nan, she felt that she was older than Xiao Nan, so it was alright for Xiao Nan to make sacrifices. When she wanted to benefit from their relationship, she would remember that they were siblings. She would have the impression that before getting married, they were the closest apart from their parents. There was no such thing in the world. How could one choose to forget that one used to hurt the other party and want the other party to fulfill all their requests under all circumstances? One's parents might not even be able to stand on the children's side under such circumstances. This kind of behavior was simply taking things for granted, being heartless and ungrateful. Whose heart was not made of flesh? One would feel disheartened and weary when faced with such circumstances. Is it that serious? Zhou Zheng was unwilling to accept the truth. Dad, Mom, you know that she does not have a good temper and will flare up and raise a rumpus for the slightest thing. But they are biological sisters, one family. Although they have arguments, they will forget about it eventually. This time, Mother Zhou felt that the problem was indeed serious. Zhou Zheng, if this is your honest opinion, I feel that it's better to call off the wedding tomorrow. If this goes on and you and Xiao Zijin stir up troubles, the Zhou family might stand to benefit from the Zai family now, but we will have to pay twice the price in the future. It was already bad enough if one did not know one's limits. What made things worse was that her son was marrying Xiao Nan's sister, Xiao Zijin. If her son was muddlehead and the daughter-in-law was bent on making trouble for her sister, the two of them would cause the Zhou family's downfall. Mother Zhou was full of regrets. Old Zhou, judging from what Zhou Zheng said, I think this is a bad marriage. It will bring serious trouble to the Zhou family. Zhou Zheng, we are getting on in years. We cannot handle any scares and frights that you and your wife might cause. We are not in good health. We will not be able to take it. Zhou Zheng's expression darkened. Mom, is that so serious? Of course. Given the Zhou family's situation, it was already good enough if they could make a small fortune. But they did not have the fortune to strike it rich. If they harbored thoughts of striking rich or grabbing hold of the dragon's tail to soar into the sky, they might lose their grip when they were in the sky and fall to their deaths. You must listen to your mom. Father Zhou could not help but give Zhou Zheng a few smacks. Otherwise, if anything happens in the future, don't come asking for advice from us. Father Zhou had been listening to his wife for most of his life, and his wife had proved to be making correct decisions. This was the only time that she appeared to be undecided as to whether she should allow her son to marry Xiao Zijin and to collect the marriage and hold the wedding banquet. If Xiao Zijin was being muddlehead, the three of them would be able to stop her and made her listen to them. However, if his son listened to Xiao Zijin, the Zhou family would be like what his wife had said. They would be down in their luck. I used to tell you that a man should listen to his wife. There's no harm in doing that. But that is only provided that your wife is as brilliant as your mom. Take for example your ex-girlfriend. Other than spending your money to buy things that she liked, she was not helpful to you or had your interests at heart. Father Zhou looked gloomy at the mention of this. Why is it that you resemble me in all aspects except that you do not have good foresight like me? I might have taught you to listen to your wife, but since you did not manage to get a wife like your mom, you must forget what I taught you and don't listen to her. Zhou Zheng, who was already undecided and uneasy, turned angry and was speechless at the way his father praised his mother. Fine, I will listen to mom. Will that do? Forget it. Anyway, he never dreamed of working in the capital. He heard that the capital had steep housing prices and serious air pollution. He should be down to earth and stay in Pingcheng. Although he did not have a close relationship with the Zai family, it was already good enough that he would be doing better than his current situation. Zhou Zheng was not an ambitious man. Now that his parents gave him a serious lecture, he no longer harbored any thoughts of striking it rich. It was a good idea to be down to earth. However, he felt upset that his father complained about his ex-girlfriend. Zhou Zheng lifted the corners of his mouth and refuted his father in his head. It was all right that she was not smart, had a bad temper, and was a spendthrift. What was important was that she had good looks. He felt happy looking and being with her. Anyway, he did not marry her. She would make a good girlfriend. Grandpa, I want to come down. The triplets had lots of fun in Pingcheng and they were exhausted. Xiao Dongliang carried San Bao all the way home. Once she reached home, she no longer felt like being carried by Xiao Dongliang. She kicked her legs, wanting to walk by herself. Xiao Dongliang's arms were aching as well. Since she asked to come down, he let the chubby and sweet-smelling San Bao go reluctantly. Chapter 1433, Educate them from a young age. As soon as San Bao's little feet touched the ground, she ran into the house. "Auntie, I'm thirsty. I want to drink water. Get us 3 cups of water." De Bao added on like a big brother. Xiaonan had taught the 3 children from a young age to drink mineral water and not to drink Sprite, Coke, or those so-called impure fruit juices when they were outside. Xiaonan would always prepare the fruit juices at home and bring the fruit juices with them when they went out. The 3 children felt very thirsty and asked for boiled water as soon as they were home. When Er Bao entered the house, the auntie placed 3 cups of boiled water on the small tea table. The 3 small radishes lined up to drink the water. They held the glass cups firmly with their chubby hands as they gulped the water. The 3 children of the Zai family were very well behaved. If they could do it by themselves, they would seldom ask adults for help. Take for instance when they drank the water now. They would hold the cups by themselves. They could drink the water according to their speed, which was much better than being fed by someone else. Initially, the temporary helper was hesitant when she heard that the house owner had 3 children of about 3 years old. Even if she was only required to work for a few days, and she would be paid handsomely, taking half a month of wages, she was worried that it would not be easy to look after 3 or 4-year-old toddlers. It was already very tiring to look after 1 toddler, let alone 3 toddlers. When she met the 3 children of the Zai family, she knew that she had been thinking too much. The 3 children were still as naughty and mischievous as other 3-year-old children. However, they were sensible and could play by themselves, and they would not disturb other people. If they could complete the tasks by themselves, they would not ask the adults for help. Furthermore, there were many adults at home, so there was no need for her to look after the children. She only needed to clean the house and prepare the meals. True enough, this was a good job. She wondered if this family would come back in the future and whether she would be able to secure a long-term job. By the way, the mother of the triplets, a lady came to our house today, saying that she is your elder sister. The auntie remembered about Jiao Zijin and relayed the message to the house owner. She came to our house not long after you left in the morning. Xiaonan helped the triplets wipe their mouths. Oh, there is such a person. It's all right. Xiaonan did not make further comments or ask any questions. She did not say if she was going to visit her sister. The auntie could sense that they must not have a good relationship. It was no wonder that the sister only visited their house after the in-laws brought the 3 children out to play. It did not make sense at all. The auntie noticed something else that was odd. This family was from the capital. Since they were back to visit their relatives, why did they come back empty-handed? They did not seem like they were visiting their relatives. Miaojing sat on the sofa to rest. In-law, stay for dinner. I'll get the driver to send you back later. Miao Jing ignored the topic of Jiao Zijian, but she was very polite to Jiao Dongliang. Without Jiao Dongliang, the triplets would not have so much fun today. Since it was National Day, it was very crowded at the park today. Fortunately, they had 3 adults to look after each of the children. There is no need to send me back. I'm familiar with Ping Cheng. I can go back on my own. The Zai family's chauffeur had moved to the capital with the Zai family. Since Chief Zai was still in the capital, the chauffeur had to stay there as well. When Miao Jing said that she would get a driver to send him back, she was referring to calling a cab for him. Jiao Dongliang could call the cab by himself. He would not stay at the Zai family's residence so that he could save the money on calling the cab. He would not embarrass his daughter. Miao Jing did not insist. Auntie, what will we have for dinner today? The 3 kids are hungry. They might be able to finish an entire table of food. The triplets played hard and they would be hungry in no time. They were still developing and growing. Their tummies seemed to be bottomless pits. No matter how much they ate, they would be hungry in no time. Bao touched his belly. He had a bitter look on his face. I am starving. His mother forbade them from having outside food. She said that they were unhygienic. But he felt that they were hygienic and smelled nice. The auntie smiled. The rice has been cooked. I have washed the vegetables as well. All I need to do is to fry them. I will be done in 10 minutes. By the way, I boiled some soup. Why don't I bring 3 bowls of soup for the triplets to have first? Sure. Xiao Nan stood up and went into the kitchen with the auntie. She came out with a serving tray that had 6 bowls of soup on it. Seeing that Xiao Nan brought out so many bowls of soup in one go and was walking cautiously to avoid overturning the soup, Xiao Dongliang quickly walked forward to help her. Why did you bring out so many bowls of soup in one go? You can make 2 trips. It's all right. I can handle it. In the previous life, when she worked to earn money, she was able to bring out the food without any serving trays. All of you must be hungry after a day of fun. Bao, can you bring a bowl of soup to Grandma? Bao, can you bring a bowl of soup to Grandpa? And Bao, can you bring a bowl of soup to me? There's no need for that. I can get it myself. Xiao Dongliang waved his hands. The 3 kids are hungry. They should have the soup first. Xiao Dongliang could not wait to feed the soup to Bao. Why would he need Bao to pass him the soup with her short arms? He was worried that she would scald herself with the hot soup. That's right. We're adults. We can take the soup by ourselves. Miao Jing had the same sentiments. Xiao Nan smiled, looking at the children. They were still very young and they did not have much strength in their arms. It was indeed difficult for them to bring the soup to the adults. But Xiao Nan still took the 6 bowls of soup from the serving tray and placed them on the flat tea table. Bao gently pushed the bowl of soup toward Miao Jing. It had barely moved a few inches when Miao Jing took the bowl from the table. My goodness, Bao is very capable. You can bring me the soup now. This soup tastes really good. I love it. Bao, you should drink your soup as well. Although Bao did not break out in a wide smile after being praised, there was a sparkle in his eyes and his lips curled upward. He was undoubtedly in a happy mood after being praised. Bao has grown up. I can take care of Grandma now. Yes, yes, yes. Bao is very capable. Miao Jing had a bright smile on her face. The soup tasted very sweet. It was as if honey had been added into it. Bao also followed suit. She pushed the bowl of soup slightly. Xiao Dongliang cherished the children more so than Miao Jing. The bowl of soup had barely moved but the soup looked as if it was about to spill. Like Miao Jing, Xiao Dongliang hurried to take the bowl of soup. He was worried that Bao might scald her hands if he delayed any further. Bao is very capable. The soup that Bao gave me is very tasty. Xiao Dongliang drank the soup, savoring it. Chapter 1434, had to insist on it. Xiao Dongliang looked as if he was drinking tonics. San Bao giggled happily at the sight of him. Bao followed suit as well. Xiao Nan did not really mean for the three children to work. She only wanted them to have the awareness that they had to be filial to the elders. After Bao gave the bowl a slight push, Xiao Nan took the bowl and praised him. The triplets have grown up and are so capable. I am very happy. All right, don't go starving. Have the soup to see if it is tasty. As soon as Xiao Nan gave the approval, the three children slurped the soups. They paid all their attention to the soup in front of them. They were indeed starving. Xiao Nan made no comments, but Miao Jing and Xiao Dongliang found it painful to watch them. They were already starving, yet they had to help serve the soup and be filial to them. Their children were very well behaved. As the mother-in-law, Miao Jing did not say anything. To her, Xiao Nan was their mother. She should not intervene with how she taught her children. Instead, it was Xiao Dongliang, the father, who complained to Xiao Nan that she was being too hard on the children. They are still very young and they can't even take the bowls, yet you asked them to serve soups. Xiao Nan was very composed. Didn't you ask me why I brought 6 bowls of soup in one go and was so hard on myself? According to you and my mother-in-law's personality, if I didn't come out with 6 bowls of soup, the first 3 bowls would definitely go to the triplets. I don't want them to develop the habit that they will get to have the food first while the elders watch by the side. It's good that they are sensible. I don't want them to be spoiled. In her opinion, some traditions in China were good. In ancient times, when people had meals at the dining table, if the eldest in the family did not start the meal, the juniors could not have the food no matter how hungry they were. If they gave all the good stuff to the children while the elders watched by the side, the children would become overbearing and not as well behaved over time. Her mother had a large part to play in why Xiao Zijin did not have a good personality. She gave differential treatment and instilled in Xiao Zijin the wrong values. In order to buy over Xiao Zijin so that she would be biased toward her mother, Ding Ji would buy a watermelon in summer and allowed Xiao Zijin to have half of the watermelon by herself. When her father was back, the elders would only have 2 slices of watermelon, while Xiao Zijin, who finished half of the watermelon by herself, would have another quarter of the watermelon. If not for the way that her mother raised Xiao Zijin, she would not have the impression that everything in the family belonged to her and that it was right for everyone in the family to sacrifice for her. Xiao Nan had 3 children. She had a heavier burden than the average parents. She must make sure that she kept a watch on the 3 children and that what happened with Xiao Zijin must not happen to them. Xiao Dongliang could not deny that what Xiao Nan said was true. There were very few children in every family. Everyone would naturally treat them as treasures, not allowing them to go through any suffering. Despite that, Xiao Dongliang felt that it would not really matter who had the soup first. However, Xiao Dongliang seldom got to see Xiao Nan in a year. It was rare that they could have some time together. Xiao Dongliang did not wish to end up in a quarrel with her. Besides, Xiao Nan was the mother of the 3 children. There was no need for Xiao Dongliang to worry that Xiao Nan would not be good to them. Given how attached the children were to Xiao Nan, Xiao Dongliang was certain that Xiao Nan was a better mother than Ding Ji. Once he ascertained that fact, Xiao Dongliang put the matter aside and stopped himself from thinking about it. He did not have the right to meddle with her affairs. He had 2 daughters, one of whom had learned the wrong values while the other was estranged with him due to his behavior. He did not raise his children well, so he did not have the right to teach Xiao Nan how to raise her children. It was the 2nd day of October. Xiao Zijin and Zhou Zheng would be getting married today. The northern quad set off firecrackers early in the morning. Xiao Nan woke up after hearing the loud cracking sounds of firecrackers. She did not forget what day it was today. The 3 children were sleeping soundly and snoring next to her. They looked like 3 little piglets, particularly Bao, who laid on his tummy, squashing his face and drooling in his sleep. His plump buttocks stuck up into the air, making an interesting sight. Fortunately, the weather was not cold now, and Xiao Nan prepared a 2-meter-long blanket. Otherwise, given the way Bao slept, De Bao and San Bao, who slept next to him, might catch a cold easily. If not for the 3 children who protested strongly against it, Xiao Nan would let them sleep in their own beds and have their own blankets like how they used to do back in the capital. They were already 3 years old. They were considered to be big children. With the teacher's guidance and Xiao Nan's persuasion, the triplets agreed to sleep by themselves in their own beds. However, their small beds would be placed in Xiao Nan's and Zai Sheng's room. They had moved the other big bed to the guest room to make way for the triplets' beds. Xiao Nan covered the triplets with the blanket before she got up to brush her teeth and wash her face. She tidied herself and checked the clock at the bedside. It was only 7:30. Although Xiao Nan was Xiao Zijin's sister, she was unwilling to go to the Xiao family's residence at this time, being there as her parental family to send Xiao Zijin off. The invitation that Xiao Nan received stated that the wedding banquet would be on the 2nd of October and it would start at 10:30 in the morning. Xiao Nan only needed to arrive on time. It was considered good enough if the wedding banquet would start at 11 o'clock. You are up. Miao Jing woke up early in the morning due to the loud sounds of firecrackers. Are the 3 children still asleep? Yes, they had a crazy time yesterday. They used to be awake at this time. But they are too tired and won't get up anytime soon. Mom, what did the auntie prepare for breakfast? Xiao Nan sat next to Miao Jing, pouring a cup of warm boiled water for her. Most probably porridge, Miao Jing replied after drinking some water. It is good for the stomach to have porridge in the morning. Xiao Nan was not picky. She would have whatever that Miao Jing told her. Fortunately, the 3 children were not fussy eaters either. They would have whatever food that was prepared at home, and they would eat them heartily. Xiao Nan went upstairs to check on the 3 children. San Bao wriggled about on the bed like a worm. She whined and moved about, looking half awake. De Bao and Bao seemed to stir at the loud sounds that San Bao made. Xiao Nan happened to catch them moving about in their sleep. Xiao Nan fished San Bao from under the blanket. San Bao, wake up. The sun is shining on your buttocks. Shall I bring you to the restroom to pee? Chapter 1435, boasted about her daughter-in-law. San Bao lay prone in Xiao Nan's arms. She clung to her mother's neck and nodded with closed eyes. When her buttocks touched the cool toilet bowl, she slowly opened her eyes and greeted her mother. Mom. Good girl. Xiao Nan kissed her daughter on her chubby cheeks. I will take you to the bed. Your clothes have been put on the bed. Okay. After putting San Bao back on the bed, Xiao Nan wanted to take her 2 sons to the restroom. However, after they went to school upon turning 3 years old, De Bao and Bao were more aware of the different genders. In the past, De Bao and Bao would allow their mother to bring them to pee and help them bathe. But now, the 2 children were starting to feel uncomfortable doing that. They insisted on going to the restroom by themselves. As for bathing, unless the male elders helped them, they would be very shy and tried to cover themselves. Xiao Nan approved of their behavior. It was better for the child to be aware of gender issues early in their development. It would be helpful to their growth. At the very least, they would be conscious of it and learn to protect themselves. Xiao Nan carried a half-awake De Bao to the restroom. De Bao was slow to react, but then, he saw himself in the big mirror in the house and turned awkward. Mom, I can go to the restroom by myself. I don't want you to help me. I want a small stool. Are you sure? Luckily, due to having 3 children at home, they had equipped the house in the capital and Pingcheng with necessary household items. Even if they lacked any necessary items, Xiao Nan and Miao Jing had already bought them yesterday. Yes. De Bao nodded. Mom, you can help Bao. Sanbao has yet to wear her clothes. Dabao distracted his mother with his younger brother and sister. He really needed to go to the restroom. He could no longer hold it in. Seeing that Dabao's face had turned red, Xiaonan held back from laughing at him. She came out to help Bao and Sanbao. Sanbao had gone to the restroom and only needed to put on her clothes. Bao still had to wait for Dabao before he could use the restroom. "Mom, you can help Sanbao get dressed. I have to wait for Dabao to come out so that I can pee." The three kids had a mind of their own. Instead of Xiaonan making the arrangements for them, they were telling Xiaonan what she should do next. Since Bao had said so, Xiaonan draped a small piece of clothing on Bao as he waited for Dabao outside the restroom. She then helped Sanbao, who had undressed and was struggling with her dress, put on the dress. She arranged the collar of the dress and put it above Sanbao's head so that she could pull the dress down and pull the collar over her head. My goodness! Sanbao finally managed to pull the collar over her head. She exhaled a long breath. "It was no easy feat, Mom, don't help me. I will wear it by myself." With Xiaonan's help, Sanbao had almost finished putting on her clothes. But now, Sanbao was telling Xiaonan not to help her. Xiaonan smiled and retracted her hands. "All right, I won't help you. You can wear it by yourself. Will that do?" Sanbao, who tried hard to put on the dress, did not notice that her mother was laughing at her, mimicking the way she spoke. She was busy putting on her dress. She smiled lovingly, reaching out her hands to Xiaonan after she had put on the dress nicely. "Mom, brush teeth, wash face, smells nice." Xiaonan took her daughter from the bed and helped her put on her slippers. By then, her elder brothers had come out from the restroom. Dabao and Bao brushed their teeth in their pajamas. It took her more than half an hour to help the three children dress neatly and smartly. "Grandma, I'm hungry." The three children could smell the fragrance of the porridge as they came downstairs. Miaojing melted at Sanbao's embrace. She caressed her tiny face. "My Sanbao is hungry. You should eat now. My heart will ache if you go hungry." "Grandma, you have to eat together. If Grandma is hungry, Sanbao's heart will ache." Sanbao had a sweet tongue. She made Miaojing happy with her words. Miaojing personally helped Sanbao sit on the children's high chair and placed her small bowl of porridge in front of her. Sanbao grabbed the small spoon with her chubby fingers. She had a serious look on her face as she stirred the porridge so that it would cool down. Then, she scooped the porridge into her mouth. Xiaonan had also put Dabao and Bao on their seats. Dabao and Bao had a steadier grip on the spoon than Sanbao. The auntie who stood by the side to take care of them was amazed. Usually, 3-year-old children would need the adults to feed them. Some of them would not sit down properly to have the food. The adults had to chase them around the entire house to feed them. The 3 children in the Zai family were too sensible. Were they really 3 years old? After breakfast, the auntie could not help but praise the triplets while brewing the tea. She was serious, but at the same time, trying to flatter Miaojing. "Madam Zai, the 3 children are very sensible. You have taught them well. I have never seen children who are as well behaved as them. They are so young, but they can have meals by themselves. They are very capable. My previous employer's child was 4 years old then." The grandma adored the child and insisted on feeding the child. If the child refused to eat and wanted to play, she would have to chase the child around the house. The child only finished half a bowl of rice in more than half an hour's time. Although the child had yet to finish the food, the grandma was already exhausted. She returned the bowl to her daughter-in-law so that she could take over. Miaojing would not be modest when it was about the triplets. Well, the 3 children are good-looking and have good temperament. The most important thing is that their mother taught them well. Nan might be young and she is a young mother, but she has been doing a good job as their mother. She is responsible for teaching the 3 children. She raised them up by herself. You should have seen for yourself how Nan Nan brought out 6 bowls of soup yesterday and insisted that the children served the elders first. The children are so young, but she insisted that they served the elders. Speaking of which, Miaojing had a brighter smile on her face. Her grandchildren were sensible and caring. They were sweet and adorable like heartwarming little jackets. In the past, she used to think that Zihua did not seem like a daughter at all. She was full of regrets that she was not sweet and caring toward her. Now that she had the triplets, they had fulfilled her dream of yearning for a sweet and caring daughter, and she was given so much more love. Wow, I see. The auntie was surprised. How old was the mother of the 3 children when she got married? She seems to be younger than my child who is in college. It was impossible that the Zai family who had 2 chiefs serving in the army would have low requirements of their daughter-in-law. She was so young. Could it be that she quitted school as she had found a good man and decided to get married and settle down? Oh, my daughter-in-law just graduated from college this year. Chapter 1436, Did not intend for you to return the favor. She was married to my son at a young age, and she was pregnant not long after the marriage. Miaojing sat up straight at the mention of Jiaonan's educational qualifications. Miaojing attained her high school diploma at the adult school. She did not really study hard in school. But Nan Nan was different. Nan Nan studied hard and sat for the examination, and she was accepted into one of the best universities in the country. Peking University student. The auntie felt an instant and jarring pain in her teeth. She thought that Jiaonan bewitched the son in the Zai family based on her looks, and perhaps she was already pregnant when she got married to him. No matter how pretty she was, she must be lacking in other aspects. To her surprise, the truth was far from it. The young lady had good moral character and she was a genius. Jiaonan went to one of the best universities in China. During the 4 years in college, Jiaonan even married and had 3 children in one go. Moreover, all of them were so well behaved. She was no longer curious about Jiaonan. Now, she was more interested to know how the Jiao family managed to raise such a capable young lady. Jiaonan completed the tasks that average ladies would not be able to achieve in their 4 years of college. Even if the other young ladies managed to do it, they would not do it as well as Jiaonan. How did one manage to raise such a daughter? She was simply a genius and was much more capable than many men. Oh, by the way, I remember the children's mother is called Jiaonan? If I am not mistaken, there is a college entrance examination top student from Pingcheng who has the same name. It was rare for someone from Pingcheng to be the provincial top scholar in the college entrance examination. It had been many years since Pingcheng had such a good result. Back then, Pingcheng News would report on Jiaonan's excellent results in the college entrance examination. Although 4 years had passed, the auntie would never forget the only 2 people Jiaonan and Xiqing who went on television in these 4 years for being the college entrance examination top students. Hee. Miaojing smiled modestly. Well, Nan Nan was indeed the provincial top humanities student from 4 years ago. The top science student of the province was Nan Nan's good friend. The auntie was rendered speechless. She thought that Jiaonan became Cinderella by getting married to a rich man. But in the end, she realized that they were a good match. She was a humble top student who overcame the odds to become successful. After knowing Jiaonan's background, the auntie no longer harbored any dishonest thoughts about Jiaonan. Instead, she was particularly humble toward Jiaonan as compared to before. She knew that Jiaonan achieved what she had today through her own efforts and did not rely on her in-laws. Jiaonan found it strange that the auntie was more hospitable and polite to her than before. However, since she would not stay in Pingcheng for long, and the auntie was a temporary helper, she did not look into it. After she left, she might not see her in the future. She would not be bothered with the auntie's changing attitude and mood as long as the auntie was hardworking and took good care of the children's meals. Miao Jing kept track of the time for Qiao Nan. Nan Nan, it's 10 o'clock now. Are you leaving now? Almost. I will be leaving soon. Qiao Nan took her bag, changed her shoes, and bade the triplets goodbye. I will be going out for a while. I will be back in a few hours. The three of you must be good. Stay at home to accompany Grandma and help me take care of Grandma. Is that okay? The triplets looked especially serious when they heard that they were given tasks. As the eldest brother, De Bao represented them to give a reply. Mom, you rest assured. We will look after Grandma and stop her from running about. Obviously, De Bao learned this from Qiao Nan. Since his mother told him to look after Grandma, he used what Qiao Nan used to say and applied it to Miao Jing. Qiao Nan gave a kiss on each of the three children's cheeks before she felt assured and left the house. Qiao Nan intended to go to the venue directly. The Qiao family was not rich. They could not afford to hold a grand wedding banquet, but the Zhou family was fairly well-to-do. The Qiao family did not have many relatives while the Zhou family had a lot of relatives. Since that was the case and the Qiao family's relatives would not take up many tables, Mother Zhou told the Qiao family that the Zhou family would foot the bill for the wedding banquet. Mother Zhou knew about the Qiao family's situation. Since they had already collected the marriage certificate, she would not be calculative on the wedding banquet and embarrass the Qiao family and Qiao Zijin. Once she reached the hotel, Qiao Nan saw the big banner hanging at the entrance of the hotel, congratulating the groom, Zhou Zheng, and the bride, Qiao Zijin, on their wedding and wishing that they would live a long and happy life together. 10 years later, there would be a screen display outside the hotel, whereby one could use the computer to control the wordings on the display. Now, however, it was more common to use the banner. With the help of the service staff, Qiao Nan reached the level where Zhou Zheng and Qiao Zijin held the wedding banquet. When she walked forward, the bride and groom were standing at the entrance. Qiao Zijin was dressed in a pure white wedding dress. She put on makeup and held a bouquet in her hands. There were two bridesmaids next to her, with a smile on their faces, welcoming all the guests to her wedding. Qiao Zijin's smile froze momentarily when she noticed Qiao Nan. But she recovered quickly and left the groom and bridesmaids to walk toward Qiao Nan, spreading her arms to hug Qiao Nan in a passionate embrace. Nan Nan, you're finally here. I thought that you had something on and would not be able to come. Qiao Nan felt very uncomfortable. This was the first time in her 2 lifetimes that she was hugged by Qiao Zijin. She felt awkward and had goosebumps. Qiao Nan first patted Qiao Zijin's back in front of everyone, telling her not to be so excited. Qiao Zijin loosened her hold on Qiao Nan and Qiao Nan took a few steps back. Congratulations! I wish you a happy marriage and to give birth to a child soon. With that, like other guests, Qiao Nan took out a fairly thick red packet from her bag and passed it to Qiao Zijin. Qiao Nan did not write her name on the red packet. It was clean and had no writings on it. Apart from the money inside, it looked as if it had just been printed in the factory. Qiao Nan married early and her children were already 3 years old. She did not intend for Qiao Zijin to return the favor in the future. Qiao Zijin held the red packet in her hands. She could tell that the red packet was quite thick. Qiao Zijin finally had a more sincere smile on her face. Today was an important day in her life. This was a once-in-a-lifetime occasion. Everyone who went to the Qiao family to join in the fun could not help but ask her when her younger sister was coming. Could it be that Qiao Nan would not be present even when she was getting married? Qiao Zijin did not place as much importance on Qiao Nan's presence as the Zhou family. What she valued most was some form of gifts for her wedding from Qiao Nan since the latter was already in Pingcheng. She would be very embarrassed if Qiao Nan did not do anything for her. Chapter 1437, Deliberately Stirring Up Trouble. Fortunately, as soon as Qiao Nan appeared, she immediately stuffed the token into Qiao Zijin's hands. This made Qiao Zijin feel much more at ease. Qiao Zijin and Zhou Zheng were standing at the entrance to receive the guests. Of course. The parents of both parties were also standing and waiting there to usher their respective guests into the banquet hall. The moment Jiao Nan appeared, the Zhou family was elated. No matter how poor the relationship between their daughter-in-law and Jiao Nan was, as long as Jiao Nan was willing to give their daughter-in-law and everyone face, it was already considered a great matter for the Zhou family. Regrettably, Mother Zhou simply could not tolerate Jiao Zijin's behavior. Although it was said that this daughter-in-law of hers had become smarter, her IQ did not seem to have grown much when she was in front of Jiao Nan. She was still as stupid as ever. Did a small red packet matter? No matter how huge the red packet was, it could not be compared to the face given to them by the daughter-in-law of the Zai family when the latter personally attended the wedding banquet. Thankfully, Mother Zhou sorted out her thoughts very quickly. At the sight that there was no change in Jiao Nan's expression despite Jiao Zijin's behavior, she simply put aside this matter. Indeed, they were biological sisters. Jiao Nan knew clearly what kind of person Jiao Zijin was. Precisely due to this, Jiao Nan and Jiao Zijin's relationship was not close. Her biological sister was getting married, but Jiao Nan did not even return to the Jiao family's residence to send Jiao Zijin off. If Jiao Nan did not even attend the banquet today, Mother Zhou would have a headache then. Perhaps they had really married the wrong daughter-in-law then. As soon as Jiao Nan appeared, Mother Zhou's unsettled heart immediately felt at ease. As a result, she received the guests more enthusiastically. Nan, I heard that you have been back for some time. Why didn't I see you previously? Where did you go these past 2 days? Have you forgotten uncles and aunties, your old neighbors? In the past, Jiao Nan invited the neighbors in the quad as guests of the maternal family to her banquet. Jiao Zijin did the same today. The difference was that Jiao Nan invited almost everyone except for those who were unethical in their words and had been jealous of Jiao Nan. On the other hand, Jiao Zijin only picked a few neighbors who were usually glib-tongued and were not so sarcastic to her. Otherwise, Mother Zhou might not be willing to voluntarily fork out the banquet expense for the bride's guests if Jiao Zijin, like Jiao Nan, were to invite 90% of the neighbors in the northern quad. As soon as Jiao Nan sat down, a group of old acquaintances surrounded her very quickly, questioning this and that. Facing the affectionate behavior of these old neighbors, Jiao Nan smiled weakly and replied, I arrived in Pingcheng very late on the first day. Hence, I did not disturb you all. On the second day, my dad came to visit the 3 children. Yesterday, 3 of us adults brought the triplets to the park to have fun. You all should know too. 3-year-old children have so much energy and it's so crowded during the National Day holiday. I've been tied up and exhausted these 2 days. As to all the questions related to Jiao Zijin, Jiao Nan averted them and did not answer. Dad. At this moment, Jiao Nan saw Jiao Dongliang coming in. Dad, wait a while. Where is your seat? Mother Zhou invited Jiao Nan to sit on the same table with the bride. However, Jiao Nan was unwilling to. Hence, she sat at one of the tables for the bride's relatives and friends. Jiao Dongliang's relationship with Jiao Zijin was not as good as before. However, he was still Jiao Zijin's father. Hence, Jiao Nan did not assume that her father would definitely sit beside her. True enough, as expected, Jiao Dongliang looked like his head was aching. Today is the once-in-a-lifetime event in Zijin's life. Just take it as me giving her face. After all, she has called me dad for more than 20 years. Although she might not have taken him as her father in her heart. All right, I won't leave a seat for you then. Jiao Nan had long guessed the outcome. She was not bothered by Jiao Dongliang's reply at all. Since Jiao Dongliang sat down, his expression did not look good. He did not seem like a father who was marrying off his daughter. There was neither joy of his daughter reaching adulthood nor reluctance and sadness of marrying his daughter to another family. He wore a stiff and emotionless expression as if he was not very much related to the bride today. Some sharp-eyed individuals noticed this, whereas some took it that this bride's father was more restrained in expressing his feelings and had hidden all his emotions and sadness. There were also such fathers in this world. At 11 o'clock, music began to play and plates of dishes were finally being served to the table. The MC engaged by the Zhou family was quite eloquent. He knew how to liven up the atmosphere well. Very soon, this MC had drawn the attention of everyone until the newlyweds entered the hall. The entire process of the banquet was run-of-the-mill. Although some of the things were considered a novelty in the 2000s, Xiaonan had seen most of it before. While many people's eyes were fixated on the MC and newlyweds, Xiaonan calmly picked up the dishes on the table and put them into her mouth from time to time, portraying the act of eating at the wedding banquet vividly. However, the MC's tone changed suddenly. Today is a joyous occasion for the newlyweds. Let us listen to the blessings from their closest friends and next of kin. Now, let us invite the only biological sister of our bride up to the stage to say a few words of blessing to this pair of newlyweds. Under the thunderous and loud applause, Xiaonan almost revealed a blank expression. Was this segment included at the last minute? Shouldn't this kind of segment be pre-arranged and rehearsed, and the congratulatory messages prepared beforehand? Father and Mother Zhou looked more puzzled than Xiaonan, let alone the party concerned. They looked absolutely baffled and doubted if their ears had made a mistake. Why was the bride's biological sister invited to the stage to say a few words of blessing? They were aware that Xiaonan and Xiao Zijin were not on good terms at all. Besides Xiao Zijin, Xiaonan had never returned to the Xiao family to visit Xiao Zijin or spoken any words of concern before the latter was married. The pair of sisters did not even interact with each other. Would Xiaonan have prepared such a congratulatory message for such an occasion? This was obviously a sneak attack, no. In other words, if Xiao Zijin had arranged this, Xiao Zijin clearly wanted to watch Xiaonan make a fool of herself. Mother Zhou's face stiffened. Her hands also trembled from anger. She very much wished that she could snatch the microphone from the MC and said that he had made a mistake earlier. Undoubtedly, how would the MC know that the bride had a biological sister? Obviously, besides Xiao Zijin, no one else could make the MC say such a thing at this moment. As such, Mother Zhou could not help feeling nervous for Xiaonan. If there were any hiccups on this matter, the Zhou family would not be able to explain themselves to the Zai family. Fortunately, Xiaonan's dressing was presentable and was not embarrassed by Xiao Zijin's sudden attack. Clack, clack, clack. Looking calm and composed, she stepped onto the stage with her 5-centimeter high heels. Suddenly, just with the sound of this pair of high heels, Xiaonan had not only poised herself but also instinctively captured everyone's attention. Chapter 1438, Stirring Up Trouble? Not afraid. Xiaonan had experienced occasions, both locally and overseas, with constant flickers and flashes of lights from countless cameras and video equipment within 10 meters from her, which were capable of making one's eyes uncomfortable. Xiaonan had managed such major occasions steadily. Now, she was just attending a small wedding banquet and dragged onto the stage to deliver an impromptu speech. Could this be difficult for Xiaonan? What a joke! Xiaonan took over the microphone from the MC in an unexpectedly calm manner. In my view, be it men or women, marriage represents the beginning of a second life. No matter how one's previous life was, the most important thing now is to grab hold of their second life and let it make up for the regrets and shortcomings of their first life. I sincerely hope that the bridegroom and bride can rationally manage their approaching second life with more mature foresight and mentality and live wonderfully, happily, peacefully, and healthily for the rest of their lives. Initially, some people could not really come back from their senses after listening to such a congratulatory speech. It was only until when Xiaonan returned to her seat that some people were struck by the logic of Xiaonan's words as they reminisced. When one was in the maternal family, she was a daughter. After she was married, she would become someone's wife. Of course, she could not continue with her old ways of living in the maternal family when she was with the in-law family. She had to adapt to a new way of life. This applied to both the bride and bridegroom. Not everyone could understand the profound part of the speech, but most people could understand the simple part. The bride's biological sister said that she hoped that the bridegroom and bride could lead a good life after marriage. There was no doubt about this point. At that moment, loud and thunderous claps for Xiao Nan could be heard again. Others could not understand these words, but not Xiao Zijin. Xiao Zijin's expression turned pale for a while. Fortunately, she had applied blusher on her face. Otherwise, she would not be able to hide her pale face under the focus of everyone's attention. Xiao Zijin's hands grasped the bouquet of flowers in her hands. This was the most beautiful moment of her life, yet Xiao Nan had to say such words of warning and sarcasm to her. Xiao Nan was truly a heartless and cruel bitch. She did not watch Xiao Nan make a fool out of herself. Instead, she was slapped in the face a few times calmly by Xiao Nan. Xiao Zijin had lost her interest in this wedding. If it was possible, she did not even wish to continue with it. Anyway, she and Zhou Zheng had already collected the wedding certificate. Was she not Zhou Zheng's wife if they did not hold the wedding banquet? After they went through the wedding process, the final step was for the newlyweds to give a toast to the guests today. Xiao Nan, who had taken her fill, wiped her mouth and informed her neighbors. My mother-in-law is taking care of the 3 children alone at home now. I'm a little worried and will make a move first. If there is a chance in the future, I will come and visit aunties and uncles again. Okay. Nan, take your time. Yes, pay attention to safety on the way home. After greeting the neighbors, she also notified Xiao Dongliang so that the latter could pass the message to Xiao Zijin. After thinking, Xiao Dongliang said, "Wait a while. I will inform the in-laws that I am leaving with you. I miss the triplets too. Yesterday, I had so much fun with them. Perhaps the 3 of them are thinking about me, their maternal grandpa." From the beginning to the end, Xiao Dongliang was only an ornament. During the short walk of the bride's first march in, Xiao Dongliang was dragged to become part of the crew. After he passed Xiao Zijin's hand to Zhou Zheng, it was mission accomplished. The moment Xiao Zijin's hand was taken by Zhou Zheng, Xiao Dongliang had the feeling of a huge burden being lifted off from his shoulders. He could finally straighten his heavily saddled waist. Zijin was now married. In the future, he did not need to take this daughter in hand anymore. Whether her marriage life was good or bad would all depend on Zijin herself. If she did not have a good life, she was also the cause of the problem. He could not even take in hand the 3 women of his family, so how could he reach out to other people's family? Mom! Click! As soon as the door was opened, the sharp-eared Sanbao ran in the direction of the door. Sanbao, look! Who am I? Xiao Dongliang was quicker than Xiao Nan in showing his face, making Sanbao laugh. Pleasantly surprised, Sanbao called, "Maternal grandpa." After 2 days of companionship, besides Sanbao, all the 3 children's bond with Xiao Dongliang, this maternal grandfather, had deepened tremendously. At this moment, when they saw Xiao Dongliang appear, the triplets were elated. Sanbao waved her hand. "Maternal grandpa, come and catch Sanbao." Oh! The big tiger is going to eat the little rabbit. Xiao Dongliang yelled, made his hands look like claws, and dashed toward Sanbao. Dabao and Erbao also laughed and ran, shouting, "The big tiger can't catch us! The big tiger can't catch us!" Someone was playing with the 3 children. Xiao Nan and Miaojing had nothing to do then. Miaojing looked at Xiao Nan. "How was it?" "Nothing happened, right? Even if there was, it's not something major. I could handle it. It has been so many years. I am already used to it." Xiao Zijin is not capable of coming up with new or formidable tricks. She was not controlled by Ding Jiyi anymore, and Ding Jiyi was no longer that old gun in Xiao Zijin's hands. After losing these 2 great assistants, Xiao Zijin could not stir up any waves in front of her. Miaojing nodded understandingly. In that case, Xiao Zijin had really schemed against Nan Nan again on the day of her wedding. Unfortunately, the outcome was to steal a chicken only to end up losing the rice used to lure it. She was so miserable. She had to feel upset even when she was a bride. The most pitiful thing was that Xiao Zijin brought this upon herself. "Mom, are we going back tomorrow?" Xiao Zijin's wedding was over. Of course, there was no need for her to continue staying in Pingcheng. Miaojing took a glance at Xiao Dongliang. "Are you sure about going home tomorrow?" Xiao Nan clutched her head in pain. "Why don't we stay for one more day? I seldom come back and the chances of my dad going to the capital are very slim." She stayed so far away and Xiao Zijin had the heart of a stone. Thinking about it, after Xiao Nan had children in the future, Xiao Zijin might not even be willing to let her child interact with her father and experience the joy of spending time with his grandchildren and family. It was no wonder that her father had always wanted a son. With a son, his grandchildren would not be too far away from him. However, with a daughter, it was uncertain how many times he could see his maternal grandchild in a year. It depended on where his daughter was married to. "Fine, if you say so. We'll stay for one more day." "Okay." After finalizing the discussion, the mother and daughter-in-law no longer talked about this topic. When they were having dinner, Xiao Nan invited Xiao Dongliang to continue to visit the old house of the Zai family to look after the triplets. Xiao Nan also conveniently told Xiao Dongliang that they had reserved the flights to return to the capital for the day after. Xiao Dongliang's smile faded much after hearing it. However, on the day of the third, Xiao Dongliang came to the house of the Zai family early in the morning and played with the three children enthusiastically. Chapter 1439, You Are This Kind of Person. When the triplets needed to take an afternoon nap and wash up and brush teeth after waking up, Xiao Dongliang also learned to help them with the tasks. He cherished very much each and every second that he could interact with the three children. On that night, Xiao Dongliang stayed over at the house of the Zai family for the first time. Xiao Nan and Miaojing slept in the master bedroom upstairs while Xiao Dongliang slept in the guest room downstairs with the three children. When the fourth, the day for them to leave, arrived, the triplets and Xiao Dongliang became so close that they could not bear to leave each other. Tears welled up in San Bao's eyes, her little lips shriveling. "Maternal grandpa, can you go home with San Bao? My house is very big. Let you stay. If not, San Bao let maternal grandpa sleep on my bed." "San Bao sleeps with mom." Bao pulled a long face. "Maternal grandpa, let's go home together. If you don't go back with us, what should I do if I miss you? What should I do if I cry when I don't see you?" Bao was reluctant to leave his maternal grandfather too. However, he seemed to know that his maternal grandfather's house was in this city and he was not staying together with them. After thinking, Bao waved his hands at Xiao Dongliang to request him to squat down. As soon as Xiao Dongliang squatted down, Bao gave Xiao Dongliang a hard kiss on his face. "Maternal grandpa, you must come and visit us. If you can't, mom will bring us to visit maternal grandpa when we have a holiday." Bao and San Bao followed suit. Pouting, they kissed Xiao Dongliang's face a few times. Besides feeling his heart crumbled, Xiao Dongliang's eyes and nose felt so sour that he could not take it anymore. He was choking on his words when he said, "Okay. Maternal grandpa will visit you when I am available. Or when you all are free, come and see maternal grandpa. Do not forget maternal grandfather after you left Pingcheng." No matter how reluctant they were, Xiao Nan and Miaojing had to board the plane with the triplets. The moment he saw the plane took off, Xiao Dongliang felt the impulse to go to and settle down in the capital. In that case, he would have more time to keep his three grandchildren company and watch them grow up healthily. However, when he thought of the property prices and cost of living in the capital and how poor he was. Even the house in Pingcheng where he stayed alone was given to him by his son-in-law. The fire of enthusiasm in Xiao Dongliang's heart was immediately extinguished by a basin of cold water. He felt thoroughly cold. When the triplets were on the plain, they were still shouting for their maternal grandfather. Qiaonan could barely appease them. Just when Qiaonan was at a loss of what to do, the four of them were received directly by Old Master Zai when they exited the airport. As soon as De Bao saw Old Master Zai, he flung away his grandmother's hands immediately and dashed toward him. "Great-grandpa, I miss you so much. Where did you go?" Facing a situation of the villain De Bao accusing the victim, Old Master Zai was both angry and amused. However, when he held onto his great-grandchild's warm and cozy little body, all his anger was gone. "Great-grandpa didn't go anywhere. Great-grandpa has been at home all this while, waiting for you three little devils to come home." De Bao had a sudden moment of realization. "Oh, yes, we are the ones who visited maternal grandpa. Great-grandpa has been staying at home obediently. Great-grandpa! Great-grandpa!" Although Bao and San Bao were not as emotional as De Bao, as soon as they saw their familiar next of kin, the sadness of being separated from their beloved maternal grandfather lessened greatly. The two toddlers also dashed toward Old Master Zai, being coquettish and displaying their cuteness. All the words of "I miss you" made Old Master Zai feel so sweet that he was smiling like a flower. The corners of Jiaonan's mouth twitched. She secretly asked Miao Jing, "Mom, does Dad behave in this way when he was a child too?" When she was a child, she was the introverted one while Brother Zai was cold and aloof. No matter how she looked at it, the couple's tongues were not as glib as these three children's. Miao Jing shook her head, but the smile in her eyes deepened greatly. "I only heard your grandpa mention how your dad was like when he was a child. I have not seen it myself. But your grandpa seems so used to this. I think the situation should be thereabouts." Miao Jing really did not expect that the Zai Yai that she had always perceived as extremely reserved was like that when he was a child. Looking at the adorable manners of the three grandchildren and their childish and innocent words, Miao Jing had the hunch and illusion that she was looking at her husband when he was a child through her grandchildren. In addition, this illusion was becoming increasingly real. Given this reason, one could imagine how much Miao Jing loved the triplets. Similar to Miao Jing's thoughts, the three grandchildren's cuteness made Old Master Zai vaguely recall the time when his wife was still around, the happy times when Zai Yai was only 2 to 3 years old. Although Zai Yai became stiff and stern after he grew up, not amiable at all, when he was a child, the young brat had a glib tongue. He often coaxed all the neighbors so well that they were willing to take out all the good stuff in their home to feed his little mouth. The people in the village often joked that the young brat did not have enough after eating at other people's houses, so he could bring more food home to continue eating thereafter. This young brat did not even need to be fed by his own family. When each of the family in the village fed him a mouthful each, he could become a fat and chubby kid just from their feeding alone. It could be said that that period of time was the happiest time in Old Master Zai's life. When one was old, they loved to reminisce about the past. However, he could not recall some matters no matter how much he tried to. His memory was so poor that even he felt afraid. Old Master Zai wrapped his arms around the stubby bodies of his three grandchildren, who seemed to have grown bigger. His arms were not as strong as when he was young and could not carry all three children at once with his arms circling them. He did not know how many years were left of him to keep them company. Nevertheless, he would accompany them for as long as he could and look after them. The things that his wife could not watch, he would watch them on her behalf. In that case, when he left this world and met his wife in the other world in the future, he could tell her about the things that she did not know. He would have many topics of conversation with his wife. The big family returned home in a happy and bustling manner. When the old auntie at home saw the triplets, she felt as happy as seeing her own grandchildren. She wiped her eyes. "You're finally back." When these three mischievous troublemakers were not at home, the whole house felt so quiet. Besides her, even the old master and chief were not used to it. Those who stayed behind survived the days by craning their necks and counting down the days. Xiao Nan was not surprised by this. Previously, when she was on an overseas business trip with her senior brother, she had clearly left the triplets for only 5 days, but when she saw them again, she felt as though she had not seen them for 5 years. She could not bear to let go when she hugged them. After the children came back, be it old Master Zai or Zai Yaowai, they obviously paid more attention to the triplets than before. Even Xiao Bao came and surrounded his cousins, refusing to leave. When he went to the bathroom, he shouted still around, from time to time. After receiving his cousin's reply, Xiao Bao was then willing to continue to take care of his business, making even the triplets speechless. Chapter 1440, Let Xiao Bao stay at your house. Besides the speechless triplets, Tiandong was the one feeling most upset. No wonder. Mom, why don't you bring our family's Xiao Bao along when you bring the triplets on a trip next time? During the few days that Jiaonan and the triplets were away, his son almost annoyed him to death. He did not discover it in the past. He had only seen through the naggy nature of his son now. Typically, Tiandong would let Xiao Bao stay overnight at the Zai family for 2 days a week. The days that the triplets were away this time coincided with the days when Xiao Bao went to the Zai family's residence to play. Although Xiao Bao was unhappy when Jiaonan was away on a business trip, his 3 cousins were still around to play with him. However, these 4 people were all away, even Miaojing was not around. Seeing that there were only 2 old men left in the Zai family, Xiao Bao, having nothing left to yearn for, was carried by Tiandong back to the Tian family. In the following few days, Xiao Bao was so listless. Not to mention Mother Tian, his grandmother, even Tiandong, felt so jealous at this sight. After all, this was his biological son, Xiao Bao, who was upset. Although he felt jealous, Tiandong felt his heart ache more. Rather than letting Xiao Bao continue to be moody, he might as well let his mother-in-law and Xiaonan bring Xiao Bao along if they were to go out to have fun. Coincidentally, his family did not have the spare time to do so. His mother-in-law and Xiaonan could even take care of triplets well. Would they shun having one more Xiao Bao? That's only your wishful thinking. Miaojing looked at Tiandong, this son-in-law, unhappily. Are you really prepared to dump Xiao Bao at our house? Will in-law be happy? She already feels upset if she doesn't see Xiao Bao for 1 day. If you really let us bring Xiao Bao away for a few days, she will become lovesick. Miaojing was quite sure about this. Thankfully, they had 3 kids in the family and could not dote on them enough. The Tian family only had one precious darling, Xiao Bao. As such, they watched him like a hawk. In particular, Dongzi married late. When other families' children were going to attend primary school, Xiao Bao was not even 2 years old. The Tian family was only short of finding someone to follow Xiao Bao 24 hours per day, lest Xiao Bao be bullied or become injured by knocking into something or falling down. Given how anxious the Tian family was for Xiao Bao, Miaojing dared not agree even if Tiandong dared to let her take care of Xiao Bao. Tiandong did not deny the importance that his mother placed on Xiao Bao. Of course, this is wishful thinking on my part. My mom is too anxious about Xiao Bao. Xiao Bao likes to come here to play. I think it is most likely because Xiao Bao feels more carefree at his maternal grandma's house. Tiandong also discovered his mother's issue. She was overly anxious about Xiao Bao and forbid Xiao Bao to do this or play that. In the past, he did not discover this problem of his mother. However, after having Xiao Bao, Tiandong simply suspected if his mother had changed her horoscope to the cleanliness freak Virgo. After Xiao Bao went home to play for a short while, his mother made Xiao Bao wash his hands more than 10 or 20 times until Xiao Bao's hands turned red. Although his mother had applied baby's moisturizer on Xiao Bao thereafter, Tiandong felt quite upset at the sight of Xiao Bao's miserable face. Xiao Bao was a son, not a daughter. They had gone overboard to raise him in this way. Unfortunately, Tiandong could not open his mouth to persuade his mother as they were his elders. When he could not endure further and told his mother, she refused to listen. This time, even his father was not effective in resolving this. His mother refused to agree no matter what they said. She insisted that there were many bacteria nowadays and they had to pay attention to Xiao Bao more. He had been forced to wash his hands so many times at home. However, he only needed to wash his hands before he ate something in the Zai family's residence. Xiao Bao was very young, but he was aware of the difference. There you had it. As soon as he was at the Zai family, Xiao Bao considered himself having been set free. Your whole family had stayed overseas for so many years. I had thought that your mom is more open-minded and flexible than me. After hearing what was happening inside the family, Miao Jing could not quite figure out when this in-law of hers had become so troublesome. It was no wonder Dongzi could bear to send his son to their house. Dongzi gave a bitter smile. This is because when you were away last week, I promised Xiao Bao to let him stay over at your house for a few more days. Aren't the triplets still on the National Day holiday? It's just nice. The 4 children can gather and play together. Xiao Nan would certainly be busy when she came back. She would not have time to keep Xiao Bao company. All right. When your mom can't take it anymore, you can come and bring Xiao Bao away. This matter could at most dawdle for a few days. Most likely, her in-law's tolerance limit of not seeing Xiao Bao was 3 or 4 days. Miao Jing looked at Xiao Bao sympathetically. Her pitiful maternal grandson. He had met with such a strange paternal grandmother. Her temperament had such a sudden and drastic change. After returning to the house in the capital, there were many people who could help Jiao Nan look after the kids. As soon as the kids arrived home, she gave He Yi a phone call immediately. After the children rested for a while, Jiao Nan might as well bring the triplets and Xiao Bao to visit Elder Lin next door. She was not sure if Elder Lin's health had been poor lately or he had not rested well. He not only caught a cold but was also quite seriously ill. As such, Jiao Nan let the 4 children wear masks before visiting Elder Lin. Elder Lin was very clear about how the cold virus spread. When he heard that Jiao Nan was back and even brought the 4 children to visit him, he spat words at the nanny angrily. He then asked the nanny to pass what he said, word for word, to Jiao Nan, I am having a cold, not some major terminal illness. The 4 children are still so young and they have weak immune systems. Even an adult like me has taken ill. How are the 4 little ones going to fight the virus? You are such an idiot. How did you become a mother? Is there someone like you who bring your kids to a patient's house? Won't your heart ache when the kids fall sick? After being shot a round of scolding, Jiao Nan could only leave some local specialty products that she brought from Pingcheng in the house and returned home with the 4 kids gloomily. Xiao Bao did not feel much. Anyway, he was here to join in the fun. When he saw the cousins and auntie going there, he simply followed them without knowing anything as he did not wish to be left alone. The triplets were different. They had a very deep bond with Lin Yuankong. This time, they bought many things from Pingcheng. The triplets kept saying that they wanted to give these items to this person and those items to this person and that person. Amongst the recipients, the frequency of Lin Yuankang's name being mentioned by the triplets was higher than Zai Yawai, the biological grandfather. The triplets felt extremely disappointed that they could not personally give the presents that they selected for Master Grandpa to him. They pouted and snorted like ponies. All right, didn't Mom already tell you? Master Grandpa is sick now. His body is unwell and he needs to rest properly. If you really wish to see Master Grandpa, wait until he is fully recovered. Won't that do? At that time, you can tell Master Grandpa which of those presents were picked by you specially for Master Grandpa. I think Master Grandpa has already received your presents by now. Also, he must be feeling very, very happy. When Master Grandpa's mood is better, he will definitely recover faster from his illness.